Yo, thank you guys for joining me. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you mac and cheese. Now, this is not just any regular mac and cheese. This is one of the best mac and cheeses that I personally know. It's not the same. It's not that yellow sauce. It's something very, very, very tasty. Also easy, something that you can make at home for friends, for family, or even for your colleagues at work if you got that little potluck coming up. I guarantee you, this is going to be a hit. So thanks for joining me on the Chef Symbol channel. I promise you this is going to be a great episode today. Stick with me. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Click on that notification bell. Join the squad. And let's get into it. Alright guys, so this is how we're going to start. We're going to start off by showing off the ingredients just so you have an idea of what we're going to be doing throughout this video. I'll give you a little brief explanation on the cheeses that we're using, and we'll start putting this mac and cheese together. So first we start off with Scooby-doo Noodles. In stores you can find it as Scooby-Doo, or you can find it as whatever this is. I'm not going to take my try at it because I'm not trying to make a fool of myself on camera. Next, we're going to move over to our cheeses. So first and foremost, we're going to go with our extra old cheddar cheese. Now this cheese is a very good cheese. When you go extra old, aka extra sharp, you're getting more flavor on a drier cheese. Now, how it works is if you're in the grocery store and you start noticing that there's multiple ages of cheese, for example, mild, medium, sharp, aka old, extra old, aka extra sharp, you're going to notice that the older it is, the less moisture content it has, meaning that you need more heat to melt the cheese. So if you go with a mild cheddar, you're going to notice that the cheddar taste is not predominant. However, it melts really easy. So with a medium, same thing. You're going to get a medium base of moisture, meaning melts easier, and a medium flavor profile. We're going with extra old because we're not only going to make the cheese sauce, we're also going to bake the mac and cheese, so we don't have to worry about the dryness of this cheese. It's going to melt regardless. We just want the extra old or extra sharp cheddar taste. Next, we're going to add blue cheese. Blue cheese, you say? Yes, I did. This is going to add a super creamy profile, which will basically allow everything to come together. It'll give you your salt, it'll give you your taste, it won't be overpowering because the next cheese that we're adding is Swiss cheese. Now, you can either go with Swiss or Gruyere. Swiss for a more cheaper option, Gruyere for a more high-end option. Gruyere is great, Swiss is equally great. Now, you're going to get a nice nutty taste from this where it's not too bold and it's not too mild, but you'll get a great taste with the Swiss, especially when it's blended with the blue cheese and the extra old. You're getting your flavor profile from these two, you're getting your body from this. Next, and I know I'm not organized, I got garlic. Not going to add too much garlic because I don't want it to be the highlight of this dish. Just want a little bit just so it'll add a bit of flavor. Your bases of a roux, which are butter and flour. You got nutmeg, good old nutmeg. We're going to hit it up with some Panko breadcrumbs. And I got some milk in the fridge just because I don't want it to spoil. You know what milk looks like. We're going to finish it off with a bit of basil. And we're going to finish it off with some chives. Stick with me. We're going to add the salt and pepper and all that stuff to taste. No real ingredients, but stick with me on this. I'm going to put the ingredient list down in the description below. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a history on the cheeses and what to look for when you're actually looking for a good cheddar cheese. All right, let's get this rolling. First, what we're going to do is we're going to shred the cheese. So, doesn't matter what order you start off with, just going to start shredding. this right here is our Swiss cheese. Okay, next we're gonna go with our cheddar. Tell me that fall doesn't look delicious. That's epic. Alright, so we're just going to knock off whatever's in here. And that's pretty much for grating. Blue cheese, we're not going to grate. Simply because, again, it's a moisture-based cheese. So what we're going to do is when our sauce is being made, we're going to crumble in the blue cheese. Alright, so that's our mixture right there. So next, after we grated our cheese, we're going to deal with this garlic. Very simple. Beat it down. Just give it a rough chop. Perfect. So we've dealt with our garlic. We have our butter ready. We have our flour ready. Before we start making the roux, what I want to do is I want to start getting our noodles boiled. What I've done here is I've obviously turned it on to high because we want our water to boil. Alright, just make sure whenever you're boiling pasta, make sure you salt the water. It's very crucial. The last thing you need is bland noodles, because then it'll just suck up all the flavor that you've developed, and not in a good way. So we're going to let this water come to a boil. So what we're going to do on this back burner over here is we're going to warm up our milk. Now we're going to let the milk go. It just needs to get warm. It doesn't need to boil. Do make sure that it does not boil. When we start developing our roux, we don't want to add cold milk to the roux. Alright, so I got my pan over here. This is what we're going to be making the roux in. So how we start off with the roux is you want to add in your butter. Okay. Now the butter is going to do its thing. Just make sure you're on a medium, say medium heat, not even medium low. Medium heat is nice. And we're using unsalted butter. Reason why we're using unsalted butter is because we want to be the ones who are in control of our salt. Alright, flour goes in. And we whisk. And the main thing that we're going to do right now is we're cooking the flour. So we're cooking the taste of the flour out. And that's a very important process. And while this is going, let's take a look at our water. So as you can see, water's not boiling yet. We're just going to come back and we're going to whisk this. And we're going to bring in our garlic. And same thing, we want to cook the garlic until it becomes fragrant in the roux. Alright, our water has come down to a boil. I want about half a packet. Alright, and that's a good color for our roux. The butter has browned. All right, and watch that thicken up. And when you're putting in your milk, just make sure you're putting it in a little at a time so that you have enough time to quickly incorporate the flour and the butter. Oh, it smells good. So one thing I do want to do with these noodles, I just want to make sure they're stirred. So right now what we want to do before we add the cheese is we want to make sure that the sauce is coming up to heat, because when we add the cheese, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to turn off the stove. So at this point, we're going to add in our fresh black pepper to taste. I'm going to give it that pinch of nutmeg. Nothing overpowering. And we mix. What we're also going to do here is we're going to add a pinch of salt. And we start off small because again, we're adding the blue cheese, we're adding the sharp cheddar. There's going to be some salt content on there. So everything when it comes to salt and pepper is to taste. And what to taste means is you're going to taste it along the way. And if you need more, you put more. If you need less, you're screwed. So always go in small steps. So our milk and roux are ready. We're going to slowly bring in the cheese. Again, stove is off now. Cheese is naturally melting with the residual heat. Actually, no. We're going to use it all because I'm going to top it with breadcrumbs. Alright, and we're slowly going to start crumbling the blue cheese in. I don't think we're going to use any more than this. As you can tell, with the dry cheese, there was no issue with it melting. Now, for any reason you find that the sauce may be a bit too thick, because it will thicken up more, add more milk. Alright, so our noodles are almost all the way done. We're not going to cook them all the way through. Reason being is because we still have to bake this. Let's give it a taste. That's the consistency you're looking for. Get that. That's perfect. Yep, that's proper. We're going to add just a bit more salt. About half a teaspoon. Alright. Sauce is good to go. Noodles are good to go. What we're going to do now is we're going to drain the noodles. So we got our strainer. We're going to dump our noodles. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to add our noodles back into the pan. So what I've done here is I've actually taken out some noodles on the side. I'm going to pour in the sauce. And we're just going to mix it in. Oh, you gotta love that sound. And we're gonna adjust the noodles. So we're gonna add that much. And you want some extra sauce, basically, because then it won't be dry. So that's what it's looking like. Oops. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start dressing up our breadcrumbs. Alright, so I just want some fat content in here just so our breadcrumbs get nice and golden brown. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're also going to hit it with a little bit of black pepper, with some salt. Just make sure you season your stuff. Basil smells phenomenal. Now basil has that beautiful sweetness to it that I personally love. So what we're going to do here is we're going to roll it up to a tight cigar. Perfect. All right. So we're just going to mix up our basil breadcrumbs. All right, so this is the dish that I'm using.
Pan is definitely packed.
I'm just going to take a little bit more blue cheese and crumble it at the top. Just spots. Oven has been preheated. And next we're going to go and take this to the oven. Bottom rack. So I got my spoon. Let's get our plate here. Corner pieces are always the best. Oh, that's perfect. It's gonna take a small piece here. What do you think about that? And again, we're gonna finish it off with some chives. Beautiful mac and cheese. A mac and cheese like no other. Alright, and this is it. Just gonna give it a taste. Live on camera. This is the first time I've tasted something on camera. Bon appetit. Enjoy. This might be a mistake. This might burn my mouth, but it's for you guys. First and foremost, everything is seasoned well. The breadcrumbs just add that extra crunch, the textural contrast. It's very nice and mellow, but it has enough flavor. The sprinkle of chives at the end just give it that nice little onion taste. It's perfect. It's nice. It's creamy. It's exciting. It's it's a success. This one will definitely be a part of the Clean Plate Club. Again, I encourage everybody to try this. It's definitely worth it. Do it for your friends. If you're going to a potluck with family, with colleagues, with work, whatever the case may be, this is a dish that's a must. Let me know how it turns out. If you guys liked it, again, comment down below. Let me know. And also let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to make. Hit me up down below. I'll definitely take a look through the comments and I'll reply. And we'll see if we can implement some awesome dishes that you guys recommend. So again, I truly appreciate all the subscribes, all the likes that I'm getting. Let your friends and families know about my videos. Thank you guys again, and much love. This is the Chef Symbol, aka Moody Moods. Thank you guys again. Till next time, good eats.